monster truck tonight. It's the move of the night. Oh, yeah!
He's in trouble.
If you're not on your feet, you should be. Here we go!
Drivers ready? Wait for the tone. Off and running into the first turn. Northern Nightmare cranks it down and works the chicane. Oh, nice job by Mike there, and Kyle's up and over. Sampson now is going to work the inside of the racetrack. He's got to try and stay ahead because Northern Nightmare is going to have the flyover here. And he gets into the turning cars, and Sampson's got a little bit of a lead. And Northern Nightmare cannot crank it down and get it under control as Sampson powers through the finish line. And the Chevrolet
ready,
Sampson
Gravedigger
gets
and
the
overboard.
win.
Drivers are ready. Wait for the tone. Off and running. Rob finally brings out the good-looking overboard body. Gravedigger a smooth crossover. He looks to have a bit of an advantage. The tricky part of landing that jump and getting over through the crossover. Rob with big air and his new body is over. But Gravedigger's on with a strong run.
Bad news, pulling off a little hole shot there with Mike as he works the chicane. Pure Adrenaline up and over the top with a little slap wheelie on the landing. He'll lead starting lap number 2. Pure Adrenaline working the chicane. Bad news, trying to catch him on the outside. Here he comes, here they come into the final corner. Oh, on 2 wheels, he saves it, and he gets the win. Bad news, travels fast. Yanked it up on 2. Into turn 1, slight hole shot to Doomsday. He's going to work the chicane. Monster Energy, Chris, big time air. Nice and smooth up and over the top, and a nice turn. Good run for Chris as Doomsday's going to try and chase him down now. Through the chicane. And here comes Doomsday up and over the top. Big air, final turn. And the momentum goes to Monster Energy on the outside. On the toe. Up the win. Identical start to the first turn. Virginia Giant's going to work the chicane first. Pure Adrenaline up and over. Almost loses control, but gathers it back in. It's dead even right now. Final lap right here. Through the chicane goes Pure Adrenaline. Nice and smooth. Virginia Giant pull on the power. Final turn. Pure Adrenaline has to crack the whip door to door. Virginia Giant wins.
Drivers ready. On the tone. Pretty even. Good lap. Good first lap for both trucks.
Mission takes the win. Drivers ready, on the tone. And Warwagon gets a little squirrely getting into that first round, but he's up and over Executioner over the crossover. Executioner working that outside lane. Warwagon cranking it down here. Through the chicane goes Warwagon. Here comes the Executioner Dodge up and over to go to the final turn. Coming out even, Warwagon! The big bad nomad pulling out a win. And Executioner has some big time damage on the back end of the track trying to catch him.
That truck is fast, out of your mind.
Drivers ready, on the tone. Through turn number 1. Good chicane, good crossover for both trucks. Good speed for Equalizer as he hits lap number 2, turn number 1. Through the chicane, it's an even race. Warwagon is right there. Big time air for Warwagon. They come to the final turn. The Equalizer pulling it out. A big last turn and a big air jump for Equalizer as he catapults ahead for the win. Equalizer moving on.
If I don't punch it, you don't punch it?
Ready? Okay. You guys are ready? Drivers are ready? Wait for the tone. Two very competitive, heavy-hitting trucks here. Spider-Man not a DQ. He did not inhibit storm damage path. We're going to give him a good run so far, so they're still even. Storm damage, first place in points, trying to continue that around the final corner. And a nice competitive race. Storm damage moving on. Kevin. All right. Overboard and Punisher to start us off for the B main bracket. Drivers ready on the tone. Team trucks here fighting it out as we get into this watered down track here. Nice chicane, nice crossover for both trucks. Into turn number 2, nice and even. Good runs going for both guys here. Lap number 2 as Punisher works the chicane now. Here comes Overboard up over the top. It's a big air. Pulls out the landing. He's got to work the final turn. Can he get it under control? He does. Overboard. Pulling off the win. Good race. Good race by both trucks. Drivers ready. On the tone. Off and running go these two panel trucks into turn number 1. Misdestruction works the inside. Through the chicane, both trucks, oh, Digger 20 rolling over. Tough break for Dan there as he got a little crossed up. Emily continues on and Misdestruction. She's working that outside turn. And Dan might have suffered some damage on that Grave Digger 20. Meanwhile, Misdestruction's gonna line herself up for the crossover. Here we go. Up and over. And it's Misdestruction, your winner. Moving on. And they're ready to go. Drivers ready on the tone. Digger the Legend tumbles over, but he's back on all fours. It's still anybody's game here. Tony up and over the crossover, slap wheelie, and he's over on his lid. Tough break as Tony had a good run going there, but Mr. Destruction, he'll hit the crossover next.
You're gonna hit the brakes on that wheelie, man. I tried.
Mr. Destruction gonna grab the win. He'll move on. He's gonna cross the finish line here. Nice run for Pete. Drivers ready? On the tone. Good start for both trucks. KTM Red Bull works the chicane. Blue Thunder up and over. Gets himself back in bounds. Makes a nice corner. KTM working the outside. Blue Thunder cranks it down. A little wide. And here comes KTM Red Bull through the final turn. Good run. Good showing for a first time out for Blue Thunder. Had some good speed going. KTM Red Bull is going to get the win and move on. Blue Thunder will be back. Ready to go. The winner will go to the finals for the B main here. So drivers on the tone. Overboard into turn 1. He'll work the chicane first. Misdestruction coming around the outside, up and over. Good air for Emily. Anybody's race right here. Cranking it down is Misdestruction. Overboard up over the top. Through the final turn. Overboard with the win. But Emily had a great run going and ready to go. Good. Drivers are ready. On the tone. Good speed by both drivers coming in and out of the corners. KTM up over the top. Mr. Destruction working the chicane. Now Tom cranks it down. He's got a good run going. Nice chicane, but so does Pete. Oh, Pete two wheels the takeoff ramp. He's going to be DQ'd, and KTM Red Bull Overboard, KTM Red Bull on the line. Who gets the 30-second spot? We'll find out on the tone. Slight hole shot to the overboard monster truck Chevrolet as he works through the chicane. KTM up and over with some big time air. He goes out of bounds. He tries to fight for control. Overboard is on his tail. Turn number 2 now. Overboard having some issues. He's going to try and chase him down here. Big time air will come down to the final turn. KTM Red Bull on the nose. A good showing for Overboard, but it's KTM. Chris, just watch your back right there as we're getting ready to go here. Drivers ready on the tone. KTM trying to play spoiler here for the number 1 qualifiers. They're off and running. Good air for KTM Red Bull. And storm damage is right there. Lap number 2 now. KTM's got to work the chicane. Storm damage is right there. On the nose is Tom. Storm damage up over the top with a slap wheelie into the final corner. And storm damage holds up that number 1 spot. Tom was making it close there for a while. On the tone. Nice even start into turn 1 they go with some good speed. Spider-Man through the chicane. Monster Energy up and over. Good run going so far for both guys. Here comes that all-important chicane for Monster Energy. He gets through it. Spider-Man evens it up. Final turn, final jump. Spider-Man, your winner. Good effort by Chris. He was right there. Drivers ready on the tone. Good start for both trucks. Pure Adrenaline is out of power. The truck's down in the corner. Tough break for Pure Adrenaline as he dies in turn 1. Northern Nightmare gets the pass. It's going to upset him. It's been a rough day on these trucks.
These guys right now are ready. Drivers are ready. Listen for the tone. Good start for both trucks. Kevin through the chicane first, nicely. That'll set him up for a good second half. It's pretty even. Ethan through the chicane nicely as well. Kevin evens it up. See if he can close it out. That's a photo finish. We're going to need a videotape. It was mighty close, a great race. Good job, both drivers. Blue Thunder, lighten it up. Drivers ready? Wait for the tone. Good start for both trucks. Ammunition making some noise. A good first lap for him. Derek playing catch up. It's even. Ammunition with a strong chicane. And he gets his ramp somehow and takes out Virginia Giant. All right, drivers are ready. Trucks are lined up. Wait for the tone. Good start for both trucks. Oh no, Warwagon goes over. He still recovers pretty well, and he's still in this race, very much in this race, just like Ethan was not out of the last one. Kevin through the chicane. Here comes Pete coming over the crossover. He's going to need to do a lot of catching up. He can't. It's going to be Kevin moving on in Yeti. Good run. Tough look. Ethan is ready. Truck is on the line. Ethan, wait for the tone for your bye run. Big air. Ethan finishing it up. Fast Max will be in the next round, taking on a winner of this next race. Bad News travels fast and Outlaw. Against Black Pearl. Right now, these guys are lined up and ready. Drivers are ready. Wait for the tone. Outlaw wheelies off the line, smooth through the first turn, opens up his lead as expected on the fast part of the track. Mike trying to play catch up, a little swirly, but still in it. Derek with a nice chicane, killed that mosquito on the side of the ramp again. And Derek with a nice finish. Outlaw looking strong. Qualified 21, but he's going to be right there. Black Pearl taking the outside. Drivers ready on the tone. Whole shot to the Lucas Oil equalizer. Through the chicane. Nice and even. Wheels up for Black Pearl there. And it's side by side as Black Pearl tries to work that inside lane. Equalizer now, up and over as Black Pearl tumbles, still on all fours. Equalizer, your winner. Moving on. Executioner, Nightmare, now up. Nightmare Chevy, Executioner Dodge, ready to rock and roll. Drivers are ready, on the tone. Through the chicane, nice and smooth as Executioner. Nightmare up and over as they head for lap number 2. Big air for Executioner. Oh, he's on all fours. He's on his lid. Nightmare going to get the win here. A bad break for Executioner as Kyle tried to push a little too hard to catch up after having a slow chicane. Nightmare, your winner. Number 19 qualifier.
Dropping like flies, boys.
Drivers ready. On the tone, Sampson and SMT Digger. And a good start for both trucks as Sampson cranks it down, works the chicane. Elias to back up for a second there. He gets a little tagged up. SMT into turn number 2 here for lap number 2 as Sampson's having some issues. SMT gets hung up. Can Sampson come back on him? Up over the crossover. SMT is out of control. Sampson gets a lucky rebirth here as, another hard wreck for Chris. Black Pearl. Sampson and Mike McKenzie. Drivers ready on the tone. And off and running they go. Black Pearl inside lane first through the chicane. Nicely done by Hellraiser up over the top. Leading into lap number 2. Nice pivot by Chris. Through the chicane he goes. Here comes Black Pearl. It's even. Final corner. Black Pearl pulls ahead. Black Pearl going to get the win. Tony's Gravedigger cannot make the call. It'll be a bye run for Mad Scientist on the tone. Mad Scientist off and running again. A tough break by Tony there. Not being able to make the call with breakage, but Mad Scientist, the number 3 qualifier on the track and making a nice pass so far. Oh, he rolls it over.
Tony would have won.
All good though.
Tony's gonna go in and get his truck.
Mad Scientist gets put back on all fours. And he's back over again. Mad Scientist is going to get the win. He'll move on.
Well, if they're offering.
Trucks are lined up. Drivers are ready. Wait for the tone.
Thank you for the power. I'll put the check.
Good start for both trucks. Gravedigger nice over the crossover. Out to an early lead. Trouble in the chicane and Saigon Shaker misses a ramp. Digger with a bad chicane. He's going to get lucky and move on. He'll have another chance to straighten that run out. That'll take us into the quarterfinals. Drivers are ready. Wait for the tone. Good clean start for both trucks. Doomsday out a little faster. Excalibur nicely negotiated. Chicane. Tony. Doomsday trying to negotiate that crossover. He's on 2 wheels. He DQs. Excalibur going to be moving on. All right. Drivers are ready. Wait for the tone. Monster Patrol yanks up a wheelie, but he's still in good shape. He's up and over to crossover smooth. Cancer Crusher smooth in his first chicane, his only chicane. Monster Patrol getting it on in that turn, nice. Cancer Crusher rolling. Monster Patrol with trouble. It's going to be close to the finish line. And Cancer Crusher takes advantage of a Monster Patrol fumble in the chicane. All right, Northern Nightmare, Max D on deck. Max D with lane choice. Right now it's Storm Damage and Spider-Man. These guys are lined up and ready. Wait for the tone. Storm Damage through the chicane. Spider-Man, slap wheelie. Still ahead. Might cost him a little time, but a nicely negotiated chicane. Derek a little wide. Storm Damage gathers it back in and takes out Spider-Man. Number 1 qualifier moving on. Number 24 and 25 up now. Max D with lane choice over Northern Nightmare. These guys are lined up and ready. Drivers are on the line. Max D, Northern Nightmare, wait for the tone.
I do it all.
Slight hole shot to Northern Nightmare. These two have both had great runs today. Northern Nightmare opens up with a nice lead in his first lap. Max D hot on his tails. Mike negotiates the chicane nicely. Here comes Max D. It's going to come down to the final jump. Northern Nightmare takes out Max D. Going at Mike.
I'm going to get all dirty.
Ammunition with some gear issues. It's still holding together for the time being. He just drove it by, lining up at the Yeti lined up. Ammunition lining up. These guys are ready, and they're waiting for the tone. Good even start. Ammunition heavy on that throttle. Trying to get the advantage as he takes on the crossover. Yeti with a solid chicane. Good first lap for both trucks. Chicane negotiated nicely by Ammunition. It's going to come down to this final turn. Kevin gets his ramp. A great race. Both drivers high speed at the end. Yeti stays out ahead of Ammunition. A good run by both trucks. Fast Max and Outlaw. Drivers on the line and ready. Wait for the tone. Fast Max, a little bit of a hole shot. Little trouble in the chicane. Outlaw nice and smooth. It's a very even race. Second half of the track. Fast Max, oh no! Outlaw tags the chicane. Fast Max pulls ahead. Ethan moving on to the next race, takes out Derek's Outlaw. One booger for Derek there, and it bites him. As they're on the line, they're ready to go. Drivers ready on the tone. Through that turn, nice pivot for Nightmare as he works the chicane a little wide. Equalizer takes over and hits lap number 2. Nightmare still in this fight though as he comes through the chicane. Nice chicane for Equalizer, and he opens up the lead going into the final corner. Equalizer is your winner. Nice run for both guys. Against Black Pearl. Drivers ready? On the tone. Nice start for both trucks here. Samson tagging some of the crushed cars. A little off course, you got to fight for control. Oh, and the steering servo issues have come back to haunt Samson. He's off the course. Unfortunate for Samson, but Black Pearl's going to get the win here. Number 10 qualifier moving on. A tough break for Samson. Black Pearl, your winner. Trucky struggled with consistency today. Mike, very consistent. Going to be a good race. Mad Scientist and Gravedigger on deck. Excalibur and the Cancer Crusher. Drivers are ready, on the line. Wait for the tone. Good start for both trucks, nice and smooth. Good first jump for Digger over the crossover. He opens up a lead over Mad Scientist. But it's Mad Scientist's turn, chance to play catch-up. Nice chicane for Gravedigger. The Digger's got a lead. Nice final corner. Gravedigger pogos. Just lets it settle, and he'll be moving on. A good run, a scary finish. Driver is on the line. Ready? On the tone.
Excalibur, Derek's going to work the chicane first, nice and smooth. Oh, Cancer Crusher out of control on all fours. Going to try and chase him down now as Excalibur's going to have the flyover jump here over the crush cars, flies over. And Excalibur going to get the win here. Wild ride for Cancer Crusher. Didn't work out for him. Drivers ready? On the tone. Maybe a slight hole shot to Northern Nightmare as they head through the first turn. Up and over, nice and smooth for Northern Nightmare. Great first pass for both these drivers here. Storm Damage going to have to play catch up here. Oh, Northern Nightmare goes a little too deep into the chicane. He has to back up. Door to door to the final turn. Storm Damage takes the inside line and takes the win. Storm Damage to the final four, your first semifinal competitor. Next, good matchup here coming up. Keep your eyes on this one. Drivers ready? On the tone. Both drivers on it off the start, and through the chicane goes Ethan. Up over the top goes Kevin. Yeti, nice turn through that inside line. Fast Max, good speed on the outside. Chicane time for Yeti. He gets a little hung up. Oh, a wild jump by Fast Max. Lane, Black Pearl in the yellow lane. Drivers ready? On the tone. Black Pearl through the chicane. Equalizer up over the top. Equalizer working that inside line now as Black Pearl tries to keep him on his hip. Through the chicane goes Equalizer. Black Pearl up over the top. Oh, just barely caught that ramp. What an inside turn for Mike, and Black Pearl's going to pull off the win. Black Pearl going to the semifinals.
Excalibur and Gravedigger lining up here. Drivers are ready. Winner goes to the final four, and that makes our final four. They're on the line and ready. Wait for the tone. Nice start for both trucks. Excalibur with a little trouble through the chicane. Gravedigger opens up a lead. Digger nicely through the chicane. Excalibur's on him. Gonna come down to the finish line. Gravedigger takes out Excalibur, and everybody's got one truck in the finals. Winner goes to the finals. Drivers are ready. Black Pearl and Gravedigger await after this one. Down to four. Wait for the tone. And they're off. Fast Max over on his lid. Fast Max unable to complete the course. And Derek will move on into the final round. Derek going to the finals in Storm Damage. #1 qualifier makes it to the finals. Who will meet Storm Damage in the final? Black Pearl. Mike's been strong all day. Digger struggled in qualifying and has been coming on as of late. These guys are lined up and ready. Wait for the tone. Good start for both trucks. Gravedigger barely gets that ramp, went a little wide. He's still in it. He's got a nice lead. Trouble in the chicane, and the Digger's over after coming back from a poor qualifying effort. Frustrating end for Digger as he had a lead, and Mike, who has qualified well, finds himself in the finals. Storm Damage and Black Pearl. For the third place race, here we go. Wait for the tone. Digger on the outside, Fast Max on the inside. Digger over, Fast Max under, but has some trouble. Fast Max is over and broke a link. I wonder if that had anything to do with those bad landings he was getting. Digger powering around the outside, moving on, taking third place. And it's finals time. It's Storm Damage and Black Pearl. God almighty. Digger with a slap wheelie. She's out his byron. Watch the crossover jump for the big guy. Yeah, he makes it. The Bohemian. Nothing against the Bloodbuster side. Qualifier. Black Pearl, number 10 qualifier, not Mike's strongest truck. However, he's been strong all day. He's got those SMTs working good. It's Clodbuster versus Shafty in the final. Derek's dominated all season. He's done a great job, but he's got to take on Mike here in the finals. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final round before the World Finals. Wait for the tone. Storm Damage on the inside with us looking strong. Mike McKenzie flying in the Black Pearl on the outside. He crosses over and it looks even. No clear-cut advantage so far. Mike through the chicane, he has a problem. Can he come back? It's going to be tough. Derek Algieri takes another one, and Storm Damage very strong. Congratulations, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, we announce our 2018 points champion, Derek Algieri and Storm Damage. Give him a round of applause. Another awesome job, well-deserved. Proud to call him our champion, group mechanic, and an overall awesome guy to have with us. Congratulations, Derek. We'll be all gunning for you very hard at the World Finals and very hard next season. Congratulations, Derek. Clinch the point series. Clinches first place. Black Pearl second place. Gravedigger third. We will see you at the World Finals, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.